going to be going along with that is a lot of financial difficulty for a lot of people who don't know where else to turn. So even though we want to believe that now is a great time to buy, everything is on sale, we're getting such good deals, that will not be the case if you lose your job, burn through your emergency funds while everything is shut down, and then have nothing left to fall back on. And that is something I feel really needs to be addressed in this video. Especially as a financial channel here on YouTube, I feel like it's not only my responsibility to talk about the best places to invest your money, but also how to protect it and make sure you put yourself in the best financial position possible to come out of this okay, with food on the table and a shelter over your head.
Okay. I like that. Hey guys, my name is Brian, and in this video I'm going to be reacting to Stephan's advice on what people should be doing with their money. And I like this intro already. I do appreciate his concern over his audience. But the interesting thing is, I'm just going to point this out, is when I first started following Stephan, it was for his real estate content. And I think that's an insider's joke. He has a Facebook page or a Facebook community group, which was originally for real estate, but now everyone literally only posts stock market investing stuff. One day, a person commented on the community and said, what happened to real estate? And he just got bashed and laughed at, and like, this is a stock market investing group, not a real estate. Go talk somewhere else. Or at least that's what I saw, and I thought it was hilarious because Stephan's content has shifted to personal finance, and I do want to give my comments and perspectives of what his advice is, because I feel like it's really hard to please everyone, and obviously my comments are gonna be probably belittled by a lot of people, but it's also important to hear another perspective, because a lot of people right now in a time of crisis are just not really believing in themselves, losing faith, and looking up to people who they most look up to follow their advice. And that's why people like Stephan, who does indeed, how he said, feel responsible to give the best adequate advice, need to share some tips on what to do with your money. And that intro right there where he said, don't burn all your savings into the stock market just because everything is on sale, is a very valid point to a degree. I will say this, right now I technically don't, for example me, I don't have all the money in the world to jump in heavily in the stock market, but I'm making dues and I'm making ways and leveraging money and leveraging other people's money to put myself in a position in the stock market pretty well and start buying up stocks to grow my wealth on the upside. And I'm actually piggyback riding on banks who are loaning me this money. Am I taking risk of defaulting on this loan and not being able to pay back my money, like he said, if I get laid off or anything? Well, that's why, and that's also important, and a message I want to give out is that I took control of my life a long time ago. I made a video about why I cashed out my 401k. I recently made an update video on, apparently I cashed out at a good time. I started taking control of my life, and personally that's my main message right now and lately here now today, is that you need to take control of your life and think for yourself. I'm just listening to his tips to get another perspective of, you know, what can I do, what should you do, but personally I wouldn't recommend everyone what you hear to do. So I still haven't finished we just began the video, but I took control of my life. I'm not gonna be laid off. I am my own boss. I make money as I please. I work as I please. If I wanted to, I can just quarantine and chill and let my passive income businesses sustain me now, or I can be more active and be a producer and content creator and give as much value out there and be rewarded with money. And that's ways to make money. That's not just ways to make money, but that is also because I took control of my life and I'm not letting things just happen to me. I feel like even though not everyone has the ability or believes in themselves to take that step, or maybe right now is, I think honestly right now in a recession or on the current circumstances, it's the best time to take control of your life. And that's my only thing with financial advisors, financial people who give advice on YouTube or anything, is that I feel like they should really empower their audience, their people, to take control of their life and not just say, in case you get laid off, in case this happens to you, in case that happens to you. To me, nothing happens to me anymore. Things obviously do happen to me, but I react differently. I don't let it affect me. I start to anticipate what could happen and am thinking ahead, what can I do in case X, Y, or Z happens? Like when I cashed out my 401k and I cashed out my stock market portfolio, my retirement portfolio, it was because I was taking the control of, I think we're really, really high. I could use the money elsewhere and better. I'm gonna make this decision. Everybody's advice is to not cash it out, but you know, I'm gonna decide for myself. So let's start. I'm gonna just go on to the key points that he has to say.
At the end of the day, your own well-being and safety and the safety of those around you is the most important, way more than investment returns or even smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithm.
That's very true. Hit the like button. But the other thing what he said is taking care of others. Well, I obviously am taking care of, I have people rely on me, I have people that depend on me, and I should be making money not just for myself but for others. And to the secret of living is giving, as Tony Robbins says, and I true-heartedly believe that. And that is why it's so important to take control of your life and be in a position of power for yourself and for others. And it just reiterates my point of take control. There's so many ways to make money. Money is never the problem. And like how he's saying, like, don't just dump your money into the stock market because maybe you have to feed your kids, or maybe you have to pay your bills that you and your wife depend on, or your spouse, partner. Be responsible and adult, be fine. And I obviously, that is my #1 priority. But because I've positioned that as we're okay, I'm fine, everyone's fine, the stock market is crashing, everything, I'm still fine. I'm good. So I can now go in and invest. But this is because I positioned myself with anticipation of what could have happened, and it's now happening, and now I'm ready. Again, that's just my perspective, and I necessarily don't need to hear what I should do with my money because I already have an action plan of what I am doing with my money, but I just want to see what kind of advice is Graham giving?
So with that in mind, here's what you could be doing with your money right now, how to best protect it from market fluctuations, and the best ways that you could help stay afloat during a time of massive economic unknowns. And we're going to begin with this right here. First, I would say the most important thing you could do right now beyond anything else is to buy more toilet paper. Just kidding. The best thing you could really be doing right now is to reduce your spending. This is something that
Okay, so I think hopefully we don't just get the cliche advice. Reduce your spending. Got it. Part of entrepreneurship and investing in your own business when you start it is you have to compromise where you want to put your money. So reducing your spending is an obvious given. When you're starting an online business and trying to control your life, you want to push yourself to give yourself the best chances to succeed. So spending money on $100 shoes is very unnecessary just to take control of your life. Not just because now we're in a crisis and you should not buy those shoes. Like, you really should invest in priority #1, yourself. So reducing your spending is a given. You should not wait until we have a crisis. You should be doing that already to take control of your life. Once you have all the money in the world, you can spend it however the heck you like. That's what I like to do. So reduce your spending. He's saying, I'm just gonna skim over it because again, it's mostly repeated advice all the time. Using apps like Mint or Personal Capital to track your spending, keep a tracking on it, know where it's going. Your mandatory spending. Itemize, he's saying, okay, know where your money's going. I know where my money's going. I can see it on my bank account. I know a lot of people need to hear it, like, know where your money's going, but honestly, I don't really track my spending anymore. I track how much I need to make in order to continue my spending. I try to look at it that way, and that's another important thing that I've learned from my mentors who encourage me and push me to make money and be the best person and take control of my life. I don't track every little thing anymore. I don't know the price. When I go to the gas station, I'm not driving around for the best gas. I just go to the gas station, fill it up, and I go. My time is more valuable than taking the time to underline every single thing that I spend. I can obviously, as a conscious person, know that maybe I'm spending too much money on ice cream because I have an ice cream addiction and I love ice cream. You have a shoe addiction, you know you're spending money on shoes. It's common sense. I really don't believe you need to be tracking every little thing. Track on how much, don't ask yourself, what am I spending money on? It's ask yourself, how can I make more money with what I'm doing? So this cliche, that's why I don't like listening to this cliche advice anymore. I'm more about the empowerment vibes, not the cut down. Especially even in a recession, I'm not gonna cut down on my spending. I just want to increase my income. Right now it's opportunity season. Save the difference. Yeah. Step #2, save the difference. Again, I don't really want to listen to it because I don't like this type of advice myself. Having an emergency fund, yes, that's very important. And I will say this, I was keeping my emergency fund myself cash on hand with a savings account that was giving me a pretty good interest rate on just having my money there. But because the Federal Reserve cut it to almost zero right now, I'm not gonna keep my money there. It's just, as an investor, even a beginner investor, common sense, do not have your money there. Common sense, stock market, cheap, dump all your money there. If in case an emergency happens, I need money, I will liquidate my stock. I will. But I'd rather get, right now as volatility is crazy, I'd rather get a 10% ROI instantly than 0.026 that Wealthfront, where I was saving my money, is giving me. I'd rather just make some money really fast. But again, I'm now holding my money for the long run. It is my emergency fund. I don't like the stock market, but I will use it to just have my money right now that it's super cheap and let it go up by itself. And if I need to grab it, I will grab it. You know, I'm not gonna use the stock market as my investment vehicle to take me to wealth. I'm using other forms of investments to build up my wealth. Saving and high interest savings. Ooh, that tip. There's no savings accounts that are giving you great savings anymore. That's why I rather dump it in the stock market and pull it out once I need it. That's just me. Don't take this as advice. I'm not giving advice. I'm just giving a perspective. Is what Stephan telling me to do, what everyone needs to do with their money, adequate? For me, no. It keeps not. Open a CD. Oh my gosh. Oh, what was that? A 1.55% with a $25,000 minimum? Heck no. I'd rather dump $25,000. You know, MGM the other day was like at $4 or $5 a share, and it rose up to 9% in a couple of hours. Like, just not 9%. Yes, it did rise up like 9%, because from $4 or $5 it went up to like $8, $9, almost doubling, almost like a 60% ROI instantly. Take out my 25 grand and out my profit, pay my taxes. I don't care. I made so much money. Then holding my money in a CD, saving the different, again, that's just me. Keep working, take side jobs. Keep working and start a business, start a side hustle, start something for yourself, not take on more jobs. Don't keep that job mindset. No, I don't like this advice. All right, skimming. Pay off high debt, very straightforward. I leverage debt right now, so the only debt that I have is because I'm using other people's money to continue to make money. But I used to have car debt, and that was the old me. That was the 18-year-old of me who took out a BMW, the 20-year-old me who did take out another BMW. I got into debt. Interest rate was not high, actually. I was hovering around a 6% average between both loans of my cars. Paid it off because I knew that paying off that was a pretty instant ROI on my money, because I wasn't paying interest anymore. So the obvious advice of everyone needs to clear off their debt is true. It's always going to be true. But now it's actually not true for me, because he's saying clear out my debt. My debt is, I'm leveraging my debt to continue making money, because money's so cheap. I'd rather borrow money and make it. It's kind of like retail arbitrage. I'm flipping the percentages for my gain, taking my profit, paying back my lenders. Step number 4, consistently invest in more. I've been doing that. I've been investing in myself, but now that I'm in the stock market, I am going to be investing in there. My long-term plan is to hold for a year and cash out once the stocks hit up back their highest point, because I don't believe long-term in the stock market. I'm just gonna ride the wave back up. That's just me. Consistently invest more. Again, I really just am investing in a couple of places. Stock market, myself, number 1, in my business. Where to invest? Roth IRA. I would not invest there until I need to for tax purposes. Personally, that's where I'm at. Traditional 401k.
E-commerce millionaires said that they wanted.
You know, Kevin's on it. He's putting ads out there. That's what we all need to do. Put some offers out there in the world. Make some money. Where to invest? Traditional 401k. Okay, I've heard this before. Employer match. Thank you, Disney. They gave me a contribution. They didn't match me, but they still gave me free money. I love it. But again, remember, 401ks, if I'm working a job, I need to get out of the job, make more money, open an HSA, health savings account. Of course I have that. It's tax-free money so you could spend it on health. That's very important. I think once I learned about that one, it was key vital, but I learned that in my job and I took advantage of it. It's great. That one you should do. Honestly, open an HSA. If you don't know what exactly an HSA is, Google it, learn more information. I honestly put HSA #1 over 401 and IRA because you can take advantage of it right away, get it tax-free, and actually use it for your dentist, for your healthcare, for like, it's really, really great, amazing. What to invest in? Cash, index funds. Again, I don't, these are not my cup of tea of long-term investments personally, so I wouldn't even want to hear it. But gold, ooh, gold bug, thanks Graham. Emergency fund, TLDR, stay safe, stay employed. Ooh, my heart's broken. My heart's broken. Stay employed. No, empower yourself. Unless you're stay self-employed. Double down on what?
Down to make as much money as possible. Cut back on any unnecessary.
Double down on making as much money as possible. Again, I attribute making as much money as you want and not having a cap on your income because you took control, because you're empowering yourself, because you're letting yourself not be tied down to a price tag that someone else is putting on you, on how much you're worth. I put an unlimited cap on me, and that's where I'd rather stick. I do not want to let someone tell me you're worth this much because that's how much we're going to pay you. Oh, but I want to raise. Okay, yeah, but right now we're in a crisis. Sorry, no. And right now, for me, we're in a crisis. Endless opportunities. Cut bad spending. I get it. Save the difference. Invest consistently. Again, investing in myself, and we're done. So Graham Stephan's advice for everyone. It's not really for everyone. It's not for me. Again, I'm not just trying to belittle his advice. I'm not trying to, hopefully I'm not going to be belittled by what I have to say, but I think it's just important because of my edge, my point of view is more about yourself to like I said at the beginning, #1, to like cut down your spending. For me, I'm gonna keep my spending the same. It's not a lot. I don't spend carelessly, but I don't need to cut down because I rather focus on making more. What would I say to do with your money? Honestly, live your life, live normally, take control, make more money, employ yourself, uncap your income cap that you have at a job, but don't be naive and quit your job and start a business. Keep at your job, learn, start your business on the side, let it get some traction. Once you know there's a lot of potential or some potential, then you can slowly go from full-time to part-time. That's what I did. And then from part-time, leave your job and continue on your business. And that's what I did. Personally, that's what I did. I'm 22 years old. I started doing this at 20 years old. When I was 20, I went from full-time to part-time. And at 21, when I was turning 22, I left my job and my life has changed drastically. But the first step was investing in myself. I used to save all my money. I used to be actually taking this advice where I would save all my money, but that got me nowhere. That really got me nowhere because I was never pushed or shown that I could do more, that I could do physically and creatively more to empower myself, to build my income, my wealth. I didn't even know what the word wealth truly meant because I didn't believe that could be me. And now I truly do, and that's part of why I really like to not bash talk, but just kind of see the opposite of what maybe like today Graham Stephan has to say, because I'm more about like, okay, empower yourself. And I know most people are gonna have a hard time shifting from the common traditional advice to maybe what my advice is gonna sound extreme with an entrepreneurial spirit, but I believe anyone and everyone has an entrepreneurial spirit. The only thing is you haven't been given the nurture that it needs to truly take advantage and to truly put it into action and to truly prosper with it. Honestly, entrepreneurship is what drives the American economy, it drives most economies, what drives innovation. And being an employee and just doubling down on your job and getting another job isn't gonna help anyone other than your boss who you're making money. That's why they're employing you, because they're making more money off you than you're making off yourself for what you're doing. And it's like nothing bad against capitalism. It's about because you haven't been nurtured, you haven't been empowered to take control of your life. And that's my message, and that's my reaction to Graham Stephan's video. I hope you liked it. Let me know what you understood by leaving comments down below. My name is Brian. I hope you liked this video. Subscribe if you're new, and if you want to hear more about entrepreneurship and how to empower yourself, that's all what I'm really about. I'll see you next time in my next video. Peace out.